We will continue with the command buttons. When I click on account, we are finding the button on the header. We are finding the button on the header part of the page block. We are finding the button on the footer part of the page block. Now when you take page block, this is the page block. In the page block, this space is left for title. Remaining space is left for either buttons or help text. Or you can say this area is for page block buttons or help text. So in the header part of page block, we had two sections. One is a title area, other one is page block buttons or help text. Any one we want. So let us see this one. I was going with page block, title. Then I was giving here buttons. Then I was giving Apex command. Command button value equal to. So I gave command buttons within the page block. I gave command button within the page block. Command button within the page block. Now command button within the page block buttons. I have a body. Let us see this. Let the file be saved. Whenever you are creating a command button, it always has to be in what? Apex. Command button has to be always in the form. Command button has to be always in the form. Command button has to be always in the form. Now, have a preview. Now, what was this? Header, footer. The buttons are coming on the header part of the page block and the footer part of the page block. Header part and the footer part. Page block buttons. Whatever we write in the page block buttons, it is not only button. It can be a link. It can be a message. Anything that we write within the within the page block buttons should be in the header and footer of page block. Anything that we write in the page block buttons that will be displayed on the header and footer. I hope you got my point. It is displayed on the header and footer. Now I was giving one more example of the same. Same I have copied. Location equal to top. Page block buttons, location equal to top. So what happened here? We got a page block, but the location is top. I don't want them in the bottom. I want only on the top. So we can specify where you want the buttons to be displayed. Now, once again, here I had location, top, direction, or TL. Location, top, direction, or TL. So cancel will be displayed first. Top, direction, or TL. Similarly, we have bottom. We got it. I hope you're good. So generally when you say page block buttons, they will be displayed on header and footer. Page block buttons, they will be displayed on header and footer. They will be displayed on header and footer. You don't want on the header location equal to bottom. You don't want on the footer location equal to top. You want them on the right corner direction equal to RTL. You don't want to display rendered equal to false. When I say rendered equal to false, they will be hidden. When I say rendered equal to false, they will be hidden. Rendered equal to false, they will be hidden. Rendered equal to false, they will be hidden from the UI. I hope you are good with this. Am I clear with this? Everyone is good? Right. So what we have? Page block buttons that will be displayed on the header and the footer of the block. That will be displayed on the header and the footer of the block. Now in which direction you want to print? I can give direction RTL, LTR. Which location? Top or a bottom? I hope you are good. Let us go back to this again. Specify the quick properties. This is a child component of page block. The body of the page block buttons will be displayed on the header and footer of the page block. Attributes. This will specify where the body of the page block buttons this will specify the location where the body of the page block button should be displayed. Possible values are LTR, to specify direction. Possible values are location are what? Top and bottom. Default. Possible values are default value is LTR. The Boolean value. When set as true, content will not. When set as false, content will be hidden from the page. I hope everyone is good with this. Now the question is it only the buttons which is displayed on the page block buttons? That's the question. Now is it only the buttons? Boss, it's not only buttons. Anything that you write will be printed here. anything that you write, let us say instead of command button, I'm giving command link. Then I'm giving NBSP means space, one character space. A is one character, P is one character space will come. Now I gave one command link and I gave one message. So anything that we write in the page block buttons, that will be displayed. Now there can be a text, there can be a button, there can be a checkbox, there can be an input text box. It can be anything. Are you getting my point? It can be anything. It can be anything. Anything that we write in the page block buttons will be displayed on the header or footer or both the locations of page block. I hope you are good. Am I clear? Am I clear for everyone? Right. Let us do quickly one example. People have followed this example, everyone? Am I clear with this? Right. So let me give you a couple of examples to understand the same. Start doing these three examples. Start doing these three examples, everyone.
Satish, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Amma.
So when I type this right in the developer console, when I try to hit the save, it's not saving. So when I try to hit the save, it says okay.
No, when you're saving, what is the error is throwing?
Nothing basically. There is no error. When I try to do the preview, it says you have unsaved changes.
It means
but
you not saved it. If you Control S, keep the cursor on the developer console.
I did that.
Control S and run it.
Okay, I see the problem. I forgot the double quote. So thank you.
Let me do the first example. What was the first context I gave? Apex block title student. And I gave Apex is a block. Location top. I was supposed to give 2 buttons here. How do you create a button? Command button. Value equal to save. Apex. Command button. Value equal to. Then you are supposed to create some data here. Student name. Look at the code. Page block. Now, I made a mistake in this. Tell me what is the mistake I made? Now, anytime I write a command button, I was supposed to give
I don't think title student should be there.
button should be always within the form. Button should be within the form. So have a preview now. Apex page, form, page block buttons. Then the page block buttons I told save and cancel. Now it should be an example. I give a student. I can modify it. Right. What are the buttons I give? Save and cancel. Student name age. Look at the code. Everyone is comfortable with this? Right. Have a preview. We got a page block. Right. The page block buttons, message, and I hope everybody is good. Good with this?
Sir, once again, please show once again the syntax. Sir.
Now go ahead with the second example, all of you. Go ahead with the second example. So go to the second example, all of you. Do the second example. Everyone do the second example. Make an attempt of reading boss. If you're good with the basics, rest will be easy for you. In Lightning, you will not be finding. It's a classic, right? How are you executing a classic in Lightning? You're not supposed to, right? Developer console is development, but output you have to see in the classic. You have to write a Hindi examination. Paper will be corrected by Hindi faculty only. Telugu faculty will not correct, right? Right? You can write anything in the answer sheet, but paper who will correct it? It's a classic. So you have to run it in the classic. Developer console is same in Lightning and the classic, but while executing, output should come with the classic. So come out of the Lightning to classic, then check the output. But my point, you need to shift from Lightning to classic, then execute. You'll run. Yes, ma'am. One space will come, one character space. Now, if I don't give any space, it will come like this. If I give A, NBSP, B, BSP, C, then output will come like this. Come again? No. That is a text message I have given, so I give a space.
If we required 5 spaces, tab kind of thing.
Right. Now it's not in the same. The basic one will go with NBSP. If you require more, you need to go for CSS. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Let us go to the next one. Let us take the second example here. So the same example I have. Header. So let me give you this. Apex. So how are you defining it? First go with always section header should be the first element. Section header, student, subtitle, then I have Apex. First one should be always section, Apex section header. Then go with Apex page block. Then you want the buttons. How can you give the buttons? Apex page block. If you want the buttons on the header, then we go for this. Within the body of the page block, if you want, no need of page block buttons. If you want the buttons to be printed on the header or footer of a page block, we use this. If you want to print on the body part, they're not necessary. We got a student name, student age. Section header, form, page block. Within the page block, we have page block, buttons, then body. Then we have the body part of the page block. Now go back to the structure. I hope you are good with this. So it is a section header, page block, buttons. Now here I gave buttons here. This is the structure what I created. This is the output what we got. Now let us go to the next one. I hope you are good with this. Let us go to the next one. What is the next output we got? I hope this is clear for everyone. Everyone is good with this example. Then go with the third example, everyone. Create the third example.
Hey Satish,
Yes.
can we have multiple form tags?
Come again, multiple.
Multiple form Apex form tags.
We can have it. But what is the use of it when you want to have the same point in multiple instead of going for a multiple, put everything in a single form. We can write it. But what is the use of it? We can put everything in a single.
So I want another section header with the same content below the whatever the second example you have shown, right?
We can add it, no problem.
So can we? Okay, so section header also can be included under form tag.
See, section header will come for a page, not for the block. Section header is for the complete page, not for the blocks. Did you get my point? For a page,
So you're saying that
for a page,
we cannot use two sections.
For a page, there will be only one section header.
Okay.
Right. Let me create the third example. Apex section header title. And we have Apex. I can give some name. And I had Apex form. In the Apex form I have then create page block location top direction RTL. Then what is the order of the buttons? Look at the point. Save, edit. So I have to write like edit and save. Then I had data. So because I gave RTL, this will be printed at the rightmost corner. Edit will be the last, then followed by save. So I gave, let me have a preview of this. This is what we got. So buttons are displayed on the edit, save. I hope you are good with this format. Clear for everyone? Right. Any other query on this particular topic? Right. Yes.
Hi, Satish.
One
Small doubt.
Online. 1 minute. I'm online. Just give me a minute. Come again. See, tab style is applied on what? Page block. Now, if you want to apply a style on the page block, right? Hello, boss. Right. Right. Now, custom object will have underscore C. What error is throwing? If you try, tell me. Now if you applied underscore C, did you get error? Did you apply underscore C? No. Did you have that custom object what you mentioned? See, there are only two possible errors anybody will get. One is not applying underscore C. Second, if you applied, object is not there. Apart from this, there is no Salesforce error. Got my point? Either you're telling lie or you're not tried it. As simple as it. Now let me give you. People don't accept it. Let me show it. Some color applied here. Let object with a tab. Right? What did I get? The same. Right? There are two things. Either you're not applied underscore C, or else there is no object called student. Any one you're not tried. No, sir. Exactly same thing I've done. No. Right, boss? Yes, online. Somebody's asking a question. Go ahead. Make it fast, ma.
Hi Satish, I'm executing the same thing, but I'm not getting the Salesforce kind of a page. I'm getting without any this thing. No Salesforce template was there.
Now
I'm getting everything.
Now the point is, so this guy is executing a program. He's not getting a Salesforce template. Now there are two possibilities. The same answer what I gave to the previous guy. Now if you are executing the program in the Lightning, you are executing the program in the Lightning, then the classic output will not be coming the way you like. You are supposed to execute the program in the classic. Developer console remains the same in classic and Lightning. Go back to this. Have a preview. What are you getting here? It is a Lightning view. It is not a classic view. Now, what was this? It is a Lightning. It is a Lightning. It is a Lightning view. It is not a classic, because I told move this one to Lightning. Look at this structure. I'm doing everything here. Now I'm in the Lightning format. Developer console remains the same in both the cases. The developer console is the same in both the classic and Lightning. Right? When I execute the program preview, what are you getting? This why you're not getting the look and feel of the classic, because you're executing from Lightning. If you execute from the Lightning, you will not get the look and feel of classic. So Lightning program will be executed in the Lightning. Classic program should be executed from the classic. So what I was supposed to do? Change it to classic.
Yeah, got it, Satish.
Execute it. When you execute the same program from the classic, you're getting structure. This is a classic program. This is not a Lightning program. So you're not supposed to execute from Lightning. You're supposed to execute from classic. I hope you're got. Right. Chalo. Let us get into the next part. What is the next one? Input text output label. We want to go with the input text output label. Input text output label. Now look at the point. Next one I'm going with output label. Apex output label. Output label internet. Value internet. If I give like a value, if you give like a value, later on I can control this using a variable. Later on I can control this using a variable. Both output label, they're giving what? Enter name. Just represents label. Just it prints label. Just it prints what? Label. Now output label. It print a label. It just print a label on the page. Output label. It just print a label on the page. It will print the label on the page. Output label, it just prints the label on the page. It prints the label on the page. It prints label on the page. Now, I hope you're good with this. Label, it just print the label message. Output label, it's just going to print label on the page. Label on the page. Let us go to next one. Input text. Input text. Now what is that input text? I want to create some input elements. Look at the point, Apex form. When I say, listen boss, Apex input text. When I say Apex input text, it will create input text box. Input text will create a input text box. Input text will create a input text box. Before this I told enter name. Enter name is what? Label. Enter name is what? Label. You got label and the box. If you want to create the box, it is input text. Then I am giving here max length. Apex input text max length. Now I'm giving the data 3, 4, 5. It is not taking more than 5 characters. Max length is what? Maximum input max length. Then we have max size. Apex input text size equal to, I give max size. Max size, maximum size of the box. The length of the data can be anything. So maximum size. Maximum size. Maximum size. Size of the box is mentioned. Size will mention the size of the box. Size. This will mention the size of the box. Maximum size of the box. Maximum size of the box. Then next one we have disabled. Now we have disabled. Input text. Disabled equal to now disabled. When you say disabled, input element will be visible, it will be there, but there is not but that is not enabled. It is a disabled position. It is a disabled position. This will disable. Then I have required. I can make the field as required. Input text. This will specify direction. Form cannot be submitted without entering the data. Direction. What is the direction we have? Input text TIR. This will specify the direction which data will be printed. Now go back and see. This will specify the direction. This will specify the direction. Content of the data is moved from right to left. Then let us go to the next one. Then we had styles. You want to apply the style. 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 This will specify the style of the box. So these are some of the frequently used properties. 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 So what are the properties we had? Look at the point. What are the properties we had? This will create input text box. Attributes. We have max. It is a numerical value. This will specify maximum length of the input. Then we have size. Numerical value. This will specify maximum length of the input text box. Then we have disabled. It is a Boolean value set as true. Input text box is hidden. Default value is false. Then we had required. This is a required field. This is a Boolean field. Then set as 2. Form cannot be submitted. Then we had direction. This will specify the direction. Possible values are RTL. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Let us do some examples. Let us do some examples here. Now, required symbol will not be displayed. The symbol we have to display it by using CSS. Right, Amma? Now, so look at the form. Everyone design this form. Right. Then we have last name. Create this example, everyone. We just started step-by-step procedure. Now we are in the form of creating the page, the registration page. Now everyone design these 2 pages. Everyone design these 2 pages. Everyone design this too. Now if people can do this as output label instead of directly printing, can you use output label? Print this like output label, input text. How you do that? Output label value equal to input text. Print that label as output label, box as input text. I hope you're good. Now labels don't print directly. Give the label as output label. There's a requirement for the next topic. We have a requirement. Print it as output label. Output label value equal to last name, input text. People start doing it. Last name, first name, age, city, place. Let me create Apex input text. Then, what is the first thing that I have to do? Section, title, title, then I was supposed to give Apex form. In the Apex form, what we give? Apex title, We have created a section header page block with the title. Two buttons called save and cancel on the top location. Then I give Apex page block buttons location top. Command button value equal to save and cancel. Then I was supposed to give here output label. So I'm giving here Apex output label value equal to Apex, because I want to go to the next line. I give output value equal to Apex output label value equal to this. How I give output label input text. Output label input text. Have a preview. This is how we are getting. But if you look at this, output we are getting is okay, but they are not in an organized way. Output we are getting very good, but they are not in the organized way. Right? Then to resolve this, we have the next concept. How to align the data in a proper order. Now we are giving output label input text, we are getting the label box, but they are not coming aligned. How to align them is the next concept. I hope you are good with this. Right? Clear for everyone? Right. So can you do the next example? Everyone is comfortable with this? Right, boss? Everyone is comfortable with this? Online people? Any query from your end? Right. Go to the next example, complete this. Go to the next example, complete this. Make it fast. We have 2 more points to discuss. Let me go ahead with the next one. Now, look at the context what we have. I told you the data is not coming in the aligned way. If the data is not coming in the aligned way, what is the solution we have? Here, I am going with this. We have a page block. This is the header of the page block. Then, whatever the data we have is header, title, now the data what we have here, this is a row. This row I am dividing into, the block I am dividing into multiple sections. I am dividing the block into multiple sections. Section 1, section 2. This. We are dividing the block into number of sections. Then what the page block section will do? The section will break row into number of columns. It will break row into number of, we have a rows here. Break the row into number of columns. Break the row into number of columns. It's up to your choice. What was this? We are breaking the page block into number of section. Body of the page block is divided into number of section. Body of the page block is divided into number of section. Body of the page block is divided into number of section. Each section will divide row into number of columns. Each row is divided into how many columns? Now, in each column, one component will be displayed. How many components will be displayed? Each one will display one component. What do you mean by a component? Once you open till you close, it's called one component. Suppose if I give Apex page, opened, closed, it's called one component. I have command button. Opened, closed. I have page block. Opened. Once you open till you close, it is called one component. What you write within the component is not important. What you write within the component is not important. What you write within the component is not important. Once you open till you close, it's called one component. In every column, one component will be printed. Row is divided into number of columns. In each column, one component will be printed. Row is divided into number of columns. Row is divided into number of columns. Each column is in each column one component will be printed. I hope you are good with this. Right. Let us see this. Listen carefully. No. Apex. Section 1. Look at this. Page block section. Review. What happened? Section we got. Now here it is say, what was this? It's called collapse. No, section. Block is divided into section. Now I give same example. Collapsible equal to false. Title of the section. We got here collapsible. What is the difference? This is not available. I hope you are good with this. Everyone got it? Page block section, creating a section in the block. Then next, third example. Columns 2. How many columns per row? Now I am giving Apex output. It is one column, right? I opened the output label, I closed it. It is one column. One component is what? Open, close. Now go for a preview. Now what was this? This is one component. This is another component. Output label, one component. Input text, second. Output label, input text. Per row, how many I gave? 2 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Per row 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is how we are getting it. Are you getting my point here? For each column, how many components are printed? 1 column, 1 component. Per row, how many columns we have? 2 columns. Suppose if I take this once again. I told per row 4 columns. Per row 4 columns. Everything is printed in a single row. Component 1, component 2, component 3, component 4. For every row, 1 component. Is that was clear? What is the page block section? It is dividing row into number of columns. It will divide the row into number of columns. By default, number of columns are equal to 2. If you don't mention number of columns, how many columns you are getting? 2 columns. In each column, 1 component is printed. What do you mean by 1 component? Once you open till you close, it's called 1 component. Once you open till you close, it's called 1 component. Once you open till you close, it's called 1 component. I hope you are good with this. Now let us see this example. I hope everybody followed this. Any query from anyone?
Hi Satish.
Yes.
In the section number 3, there are 2 columns. So can't it be together, that input text and the output?
No. 1 column, 1 element.
Okay.
This is a child component of this will divide row into number of columns. In each column, 1 component will be component. 1 component. Once you open, till you close, it's called 1 component. X value. This will be printed on the second we have it is integer value. This will specify how many columns per row. If you don't mention the number of columns, then by default then we have collapsible. What is the collapsible? It is a Boolean value. It is a Boolean value. When set as true, collapsible. So we have here title, columns, collapsible. Now the structure here, what was the structure here we have taken, everyone? This is how we are getting. But this is not the output what I was looking at. I was looking at the output. I was looking at my output where output label and input text both should be side by side. I was not looking at this output. In my context, entire name and box should be both together. But page block section says one column, one component. One column, one component. But according to my requirement, two components should be displayed in one column. That is the reason we have next concept, which is called page block section item. Page block section item. When you go to the page block section, it is coming in the organized way. But my requirement is two elements should be printed together. But page block section says only one element can be printed in one component. One element means once I open till you close. Once I open till you close. In the beginning of the page block, somebody has asked me a question. Can we write a page block within a page block? Right. When I shown this page, somebody has asked me, can I get like this? Yes, we can do that. That is achieved by using what? Page block section. Now what I will do? Page block section. We don't mention it takes by default too. Now once I open till I close, it's one component. Once I open till I close, it's called one component. I'm creating one more block. Right. So what was this? I opened a page block, I closed it. This is called one component. I opened a page block, I closed it. This is another page block. So go back to this. Right. Within a page block, I got one more page block. I hope you are good with this. I hope you are good with this. Now the point is, I don't want that background color. You are getting a background color, right? The grayish. I don't want the background color. Then I can give mode equal to main detail. Main detail means how the detail page is going to be. Detail page means what? Go back to this. Open any one of the record. This is what? Detail page. In the detail page, are you getting background color? That's the reason I told mode equal to main detail. Preview. What was it? Blocks are created, but there is no background color. Are you clear? If you don't want to remove, if you don't want to have a background color, I can say mode equal to main detail for page block. So page block section is a child component of page block. Page block section is a child component of page block. Page block section is a child component of page block where it will divide the row into number of columns. It will divide the row into number of columns. It will divide the row into number of columns. In each column, one component will be displayed. In each column, one component will be displayed. I hope you are good. Per row, okay, per row, we are going to get number of columns. So by default, how many? By default, how many? 2 we have received. By default, we have got 2. By default, we got per row 2. If you want, you can increase it, you can decrease it as per your choice. Collapsible, that arrow mark, we lose it. I hope you are good. So next, we'll continue in the next session. Now, what is that extension of this topic? Extension of the topic is how to put 2 elements in a block. That's what we are going to learn as page block section item. I hope everyone is good with this. Right. Now, can you design the screen? Let us see. Can you design the screens now? Apart from this, rest you can design, right? No. Take an example. Whatever that is possible from your end, now you design it. Right. Now, you need to know which concept to be used where. Now, while printing this, creating this, you also know what you are unable to achieve. With respect to the topics, what you have done, what you are unable to achieve. Then, when you cover the next topic, you understand, okay, what is the solution. So, start implementing these pages one by one from your end. Right, boss? So, that's all from my end.